Okay, thank you everyone for joining for this webinar. I'll present myself. I'm Kishan Raghubar, and I'll be your host for this webinar for the next 45 to 60 minutes. Okay, so today we are going to discuss an important topic, which is about how to crack the PMP exam. So myself, Kishan Raghubar, and I'm currently working as a deputy head of IT. And I have around 16 years of working experience in the IT sector. And among my job role, I have is a management of is IT infrastructure, and definitely consisting of the management and deployment of different IT projects. So coming to my different qualification, in 2022, I completed my MBA, and just after that, I opted for is a PMP. And you will be asking yourself the question, why after the MBA, I completed the PMP? So we'll be discussing this in the next chapter. Therefore, the agenda for today, we shall discuss why PMP, and I believe for most of the participants here, you will have your answer why you're doing a PMP and why you will be doing a PMP. And of course, secondly, I'm assuming that most of the participants here, you might be going for the course for the PMP. You might be starting the course in regards to PMP. So secondly, you will see that I have put the certified hours course, which is one of the prerequisite for you to be eligible to sit for the exams. And definitely I have split this a certified hours course in 3 parts. You will see that we have before the course normally what you guys should be doing, and during the course, and definitely after the course, which is the most important part. And the next 3 points you will be having is that you will see that we have the preparations, the mocks exams, and the exam day. I believe for most of the participants here, for you guys, it is important that you clear the exams. It was a case for me as well some months back. Because clearing the exams can be very challenging, and it is one of your objectives, I believe so. That's why you're here for the PMP exams. And of course, at the end of this webinar, there will be a poll that we shall be filling up, and of course, we shall be taking up some question and answers. So coming back to the question in regards to PMP, for me, you have noted that just after my MBA, I have completed the PMP. So why is this? Because normally for me, the MBA was all about getting some managerial skills in regards to managing people, managing projects, and so forth. But in regards to project management, during the course, my MBA course, it was only around, I had a project management module, but it was only around 35 to 40% coverage of project management. So for me, after this MBA, I wanted really to specialize myself in regards to project management. So that's why I opted for the PMP certification. It was not as if only to have the certification, but for me, it was very important to get important skills and precise knowledge about managing projects more effectively. Because once I have completed the PMP, I can confirm you that I have gathered lots of knowledge, lots of experience in regards to managing projects effectively. Okay, so we'll proceed with the next slide. Therefore, let's assume that most of the participants here, you are going for the PMP course, and the PMP, you're preparing for the PMP certification. So definitely just like I have mentioned in a few minutes ago, you will be having this certified hours as a prerequisite for you to complete you will have to complete this 35 hours to be eligible to sit for the exams. Okay, so the question here you might be asking, is there any magic formula to pass the PMP exam? Okay, once I have completed this certification, I can assume, I can confirm to you that there is no magic formula for you to pass this PMP exam. But the key point is all about practice and keeping the momentum, and you have to be consistent. So we'll be going into detail what I have just said here. The second point here, as you can see on this slide, is all about you have to plan for your PMP journey, because you cannot start the PMP without fixing your target, without fixing your dates, because you might be starting the PMP course, you might be doing your preparation, you might be planning to start to sit for the exam for the next 2-3 months. But what I can propose you is that you have to fix those dates. Without fixing the dates, you will see that, okay, the preparation will carry on, and you will end up in completing your PMP in 1 year, or maybe more than 1 year. Therefore, you have to fix your dates. You have to fix your target. Let's say, for example, you're planning to complete the PMP in 5 or 6 months. So you have to make a kind of a plan. Okay, I have to complete this PMP in the next 6 months. So you have to fix your dates, fix your targets, and then you will be good. Without fixing this target and these dates, you will just carry on with this preparation. It will take you more time to complete this PMP. And of course, before going for this 35-hour course, what I propose is that you should be looking at what we call the examination outlines, and of course, what are the different requirements in regards to the PMP examination. Okay. Just to come back again to the concepts that I have mentioned here in regards to consistency, and for you to keep the momentum, just to elaborate a bit more on this. Why? Because I have seen lots of colleagues, lots of people where they have started a particular course, but they are not able to complete it. Therefore, by consistency, what I'm trying to say is that, let's say, for example, it will depend on your work-life balance as well, on your personal life, definitely. And even if you're in a sector, in a particular sector where you have to work overtime, you're coming late at home, so you will have to find the right momentum, the right formula for you to be able to prepare for this PMP exam. Let's say, for example, in my case, I was able to dedicate around 2 to 3 hours every day. Okay, 2 to 3 hours every day. I was preparing for this PMP exam in regards to going through the different books, reading materials online, and so forth. And therefore, you have to find the right formula for yourself to let's say 2 to 3 hours per day. So you have to keep the pace. You have to keep the pace, and don't be as if, okay, I'll study Monday, I'll study 2 or 3 hours, and you will study on weekends, because you will be saying, okay, I'm too tired, and during the weekdays you are too tired, so you will be waiting for the weekend to catch up. Therefore, it might work. Definitely, in some cases, it might work. But if you try to keep the momentum, it will be more beneficial for you, because if you let's say you're studying on Monday, and then you come back again on Saturday or Sunday to be to catch up. Therefore, it can be a longer process for you. Therefore, if you try to find the right momentum for yourself, 2 to 3 hours each day, it will be good for you in the preparation, and you will see that the progress as well in the preparation will be quite good for you. Okay, let me go to the next slide. Okay, So in my case, for the 35 hours course, the workshop, I have personally taken it with ProThoughts, and definitely there are lots of other training institutions out in the market. But I was in touch with Finanotech and ProThoughts, and based on their details, based on the information that they provided to me, it was quite good for me to go with ProThoughts. So I have taken this course with ProThoughts, and I can confirm you that I have no regret taking this course with ProThoughts, because it was quite enriching for me for taking this course with ProThoughts. Okay, so during this 35 hours course, definitely you will notice that you will be having the option to go physically to the workshop, to a class, to follow this 35 hours, or you will be also having the option, the online option. Definitely you will most of the students might be going for the online course, because it is online. You can sit comfortable in your room, or at home, or anywhere. You can go for this 35 hours. But for me, online, it can be, it is good as well, but it is good to note that you will be having a lot of distractors. Your family is watching a movie, so you will be distracted by, okay, let's watch a movie. So you will end up completed this 35 hours, not in 35 hours, but it might take you a bit longer. So going to the physical class, it was quite good for me, because I know, okay, after the workshop, my 35 hours is completed, and I'm eligible for the exam. And definitely when you will be going for the 35 hours course, you will be meeting with lots of different people, different students, where they will be coming from different backgrounds. You will be able to share knowledge between yourself. You will be having different ideas from people coming from different sectors. Might be from the banking sector, from the construction sector. So it will be a nice experience to physically meet the people, your new people, and have a kind of knowledge sharing. It's good to move out from your comfort zone and go physically to meet these people and share your knowledge, and gain, of course, different aspect of project management with different people as well. Okay, and therefore, during this 35 hours course with ProThoughts, definitely you will see that you might be having lots of books, PMP books, over the net, or maybe you will be having to purchase some book. But let's say my proposal is that try to stick to one book. Okay, in my case, it was the book by Rita Mulcahy. And I can say that it is one of the best books that I have seen in regards to the PMP preparation, because it is quite clear, it is straightforward, and the explanation is quite good as well. As compared, definitely, I have seen different other PMP books as well, but I have stick to Rita's book. Definitely, in regards to when you complete one chapter, you have lots of exams question, which you will have to practice in this book, and this question were really good for you guys to really understand the concept. It's not as if just to have the correct answer, but it will make you understand the concept, and definitely how you will apply this concept in your particular area. And of course, during this course, you will be having lots of materials to reference, like the PMBOK guidelines, on lots of online material. What I have done personally is that, let's say, for example, you're preparing for a particular chapter, a particular knowledge area. So you have the books definitely to reference, but as well you have lots of material online where they explain the concept differently. So maybe you are reading a bit online, reading a bit from the book, you will really understand these concepts. Therefore, once you have completed your 35 hours workshop, the course, therefore, just like I have said previously, you will be eligible for the exam, but being eligible for the exam does not necessarily mean that you are ready for the exam. Okay, because if you're new to PMP project management, if you're new to PMP, therefore you will see that this 35 hours course it will give you a good overview. For me, it was the case. It will give you a good overview for project management, PMP preparation and the examination. But and then you will be eligible for the exam. But for me, it might not be ready for you to go to sit for exam. Therefore, how you will be ready to sit for exam, this will be seeing in the next slide. And of course, the last point I have mentioned here is that you will have for the PMI membership. What I recommend personally is that during the course, do go for the PMI membership. Why? Because you will be, once you are a member of PMI, you will see that you will be having lots of materials in regards to the different PMBOK guidelines. You will be having the different agile guides where you will this will be you will use these guides to prepare for the exam. And of course, a PMI on the website for PMI, you will have a definitely a exam question which you can practice as well. Okay. Okay. So once the 35 hours course a workshop is completed, my personal experience is that with ProThoughts is that for me, ProThoughts was not yet over with their students. So we were still in contact in regards to a different chat group that were created. You will be, if you're going for the course with ProThoughts, there was a dedicated a private page for on LinkedIn where you are in touch with different person, certified person from PMP, where if ever you are having any kind of difficulties, you can post your question. You will have answers. You will have they will share their knowledge and so forth. So what I mean here is that after the 35 hours course, you have to stay connected. Therefore, if you're going for the workshop, physical workshop, you will meet different people. So try to stay connected after the course. Try to make as if a small teams work together. Not even if you're not meeting physically, but you have lots of platform out there like Zoom or Google Meet. You can schedule a reading material together. You can schedule a working questions together. If ever you're going for some mock exam, you can do it together. Therefore, this will create a good atmosphere for you. Being stay connected, you will create a good atmosphere for you to progress towards the preparation for the PMP exam. Therefore, after this 35 hours course, it is very important for you to stay connected, and definitely the second point. Once again, it's good to mention that consistency and to keep the momentum. Therefore, most of the students, as it is for PMP or for any other certifications, therefore once their course is completed, therefore they will as if okay, let's relax, let's take some weeks or some month of a break, and then they will resume the preparation. Therefore, personally, what I will advise to you is that don't go by the fact that okay, I need to take some definitely you will have to take some days or some time to relax and then to continue, but don't keep too much time after the course and to start the real preparation. Don't keep 1 month or 2 months as a break. Definitely this won't work. Frankly speaking, this won't work, because you will have whatever you have learned during the course, you will have to catch up again, you will have to read the different materials. Therefore it will take you a longer time for you to complete your PMP certification. Therefore, definitely once again, you have to keep the consistency and keep the momentum. If you're able to study 2 to 3 hours per day, is very good. Even if you're studying a bit more, it's fine, but don't keep as if only Saturday and Sundays that you will be preparing and working the whole Saturday and the whole Sunday for the preparation and preparing for the exam, because the level of concentration as well is very important. Therefore, studying continuously a complete Saturday or a complete Sunday might be tough, because the level of concentration might go down. Therefore, you might be studying the whole day, but at the end of the day, if you will see, okay, what I have understood in this one day can be challenging. Therefore, keep it the consistency that you have devised, 2 to 3 hours. Keep it short, but keep it as if you are productive in terms of the preparation. Okay. And here you will see that I have put a prepare all topics equally. So what I mean here is that you will, I expect that you have already seen the exam content outline for the PMP examination. If not, I like that you go for it and do check the examination content outline. You will have exactly what are covered, what are expected for the examination. So just to debrief you here is that for the PMP examination, you will have a normally 3 domain. Okay, people, process, and business environment. You will see in the examination content outlines that these 3 domains they are different coverage percentage in the examination. For example, for the people domain, you will see that it is covered 42%. For the process domain, it is covered 50%, and for the business environment, it is covered 8%. Therefore, don't try to say, okay, the process domain, it is covered 50%. Therefore, I'll prepare this domain more than the others. Okay, and the people domain, it is covered 42%. Therefore, I'll prepare this domain more than the other one. And the business environment, it is covered only 8%. Therefore, you will prepare this domain. The last items that you will prepare is this one, and you will spend less time on this one. Don't go by this. Why? Because for me, you have to prepare all the topics equally. Okay, so saying so, because in the examination, and you will agree with me, for the questions that you will be having, there are 4 answers, and definitely you will be having only 1 correct answer. Therefore, either the answer is right or it is false. Okay, therefore either you will be replying to the question correctly, or you'll be replying it wrongly. Therefore, you have to prepare all the topics, because you never know which topic you will be more at ease for the exam. Therefore, you have to prepare all the topics equally. Okay, and then in regards after the 35 hours course, so definitely you will have to start practicing lots of examination questions, just to know about the PMP, for the real exam. You will have to start practicing this question. Therefore, whether you practice it at the start of when you are starting practicing the question, you can just practice the question. For example, in the Rita's book, you can practice the question without being without being bounded by a time frame. Okay, just for you to get used to the types of question, to read the question properly, and you will know, okay, what are the different you will have to read is a four option properly for you to get used to the types of question and so forth. Therefore, later on you can start putting a time frame for the different questions that you will be practicing. Okay, this one is good. And here's one more points that I have included here is that try with ProThoughts on a personal note. With ProThoughts, when I have the workshop with ProThoughts, I had what we call a 5 mock exam, but the 5 mock exam I have kept it for in the end. So after my preparation, I have used mock exam to see whether I'm prepared for the real exam. But here you will see that I have put a one point is that if you can use a good PMP simulator. Therefore, personally, I have used PrepCourse. Definitely, this will be, for me, it has been very useful, and I believe for you as well, it can be very useful. Why? Because with the PMP simulator, you're able to have lots of quizzes, and definitely you will have a mock exam out there. Therefore, when you are preparing your different chapters for PMP, you will see that once you have completed a particular chapter, so you can select a particular quiz for this chapter, for this knowledge area. Therefore, just to test your knowledge, whether you have already understood the chapter in question properly. Therefore, you can go for the quiz, reply those questions, and definitely you will know whether you are good. You have really understood the concept for this chapter. If ever you are not good, therefore you will have to go through the notes, go through the books again, and try to prepare it a bit more, a bit more. Okay, so once you are good in replying the different quizzes in the PMP simulator, therefore you can definitely you will be having questions that you have wrongly answered. So what I recommend is that you have to go through all the explanation. Therefore, this is very important because with the explanation, it will explain, definitely will explain you why answer A is not good, why answer B is not good, why answer C it is a good answer, and why answer D is a good answer. Therefore, you have to read all the explanation, and this will really help you. And definitely, if you're still not getting correctly the answers, you will have to again refer to different books, try to read materials online, and definitely come back again to the quiz and try to reply the question, and I'm sure you will be good. Okay, just hold on. Okay. Okay. In this slides, you will see that we are going to discuss about mock exams. Definitely, just like I have mentioned that with ProThoughts, I had around 5 mock exams, which were very helpful. If you're taking a kind of a PMP simulator, definitely you will have lots of quizzes, lots of PMP mock exam out there. Therefore, on a personal note, what I would like to add here is that for the first mock exam, definitely I was definitely just for information for the PMP examination, you will be having around you will be having a 180 question and around 4 hours to answer to complete the exam. Okay. Therefore, on my side is that for my first mock exam, on a personal note, I was above the time frame. Therefore, I believe this can be normal for you as well when you will go for your first mock exam. Therefore, if you're above the time frame, therefore it means that you're not able to complete the question in the correct time frame. Definitely, here you will see that I have put you will have to to time bound the mock exam. And if you do a small calculation, you will notice that approximately per question you will be having around 1.2 minutes. Okay, so 1.2 minutes per question. Therefore, this can you can see, okay, you can say that, okay, this seems to be quite a lot, but it's not. 1.2 minutes it is a reasonable time frame to complete one question. But in this 1.2 minutes, when you will practice, you will see that you will have, in this 1.2 minutes per question, you will have to read the question properly. Because one of the main issues that personally I have encountered that when I have completed my first mock exam, I have noted that the wrongly answered a question was in regards that I was not reading the question properly. Okay, therefore, if you don't read the question properly, therefore definitely you will not understand it what it is presented to you. Therefore, you will go for a wrong answer. Therefore, for me, reading the question is very important. Therefore, coming back to the 1.2 minutes, you will note that in this minute you will have to read the question well, and of course you will have to understand the question is what the question is all about, because when you will start the exam, it will not be as if you will have question as if chapter 1 question, chapter 2 question, or just the question will be a shuffle. Therefore, it can be in any order. It can be in any process area first, and the second it will be shuffled. Therefore, when you're reading a particular question, it is very important for you to understand the question well and try to figure which knowledge area it's a question is all about. And definitely the question is about situational scenarios that will be presented to you. So you will have to know exactly which process area, which knowledge area is being discussed in this question. And of course, we practice. Definitely you will have to practice a lot. Therefore, with practice, you should be able to try to figure out any possible answer just in your mind before reading the 4 options. You need to just try to figure out what is a possible answer for this question. And of course, one more important point is that you have to read all the 4 options. Don't jump on a particular option A. Okay, when I have read the question, okay, answer A seems to be good, therefore I'll select answer A and move to the next question. No, don't do this, guys, because reading the 4 questions, the 4 option is very important. Why? Because definitely you will be having lots of questions where you will note that you can see that it might happen that 2 options might be the answer. Okay, so you will be having you will be saying, okay, answer A seems to be good, answer B also seems to be good. Therefore, this can create a kind of confusion for you guys. Therefore, you have to read all the 4 options properly. Try to figure out what is the knowledge area is all about. Apply it to the situation that is being presented in the question, and you will have to choose the best answer, because there is only one answer to a particular question. Therefore, you will have to choose the best answer. So you might be asking, so how can we go for the best answer? Therefore, just like I have mentioned previously, therefore you will have to practice a lot. Either it is you are using the PMP, any kind of PMP simulator, whether you are doing the question in the different books that you might be using. Therefore, you should practice. You should practice replying the question, and when you will practice, you will see that you will develop other kinds of skills as well. For example, let's say you're practicing a lot of questions, so you will have to develop the skills to eliminate the different options that are being presented to you. You have option A, B, C, and D. Therefore, when you have read the question, you have applied the knowledge area, you already figure out in your head what is a possible answer. Therefore, when you're reading the difference of 4 options, you should be able to eliminate. Okay, you should be able to eliminate one or two options. Therefore, it will remain. You will be remaining with either one or two options that might be correct. Therefore, you have. Therefore, this is where you will have to choose the best answer based on the situation that is presented to you. Of course, here you can see that I have included lots of formulas to recall. Therefore, there is no magic formula for you to recall all these formula. Once again, you will have to practice the different formulas that are required for you for the PMP exam. Therefore, once again, if you're not used to different formulas in regard to PMP, so what one piece of advice, I was in a similar position some months back. Therefore, what I have done is that I have to start reading. Don't learn the formulas by heart. Definitely, for me, it is not a way for you to know the formula. Definitely you will have to recall it, but you will have to understand, okay, why x is equal to y plus z. So you will have to understand why the formula is defined in this way. You will have to read it. If you're not used to it, you have to read it, understand the concept, and then the formula, when you're working practicing, the formula will come automatically. Therefore, you will have to practice this, keep on practicing till you're good to it. Of course, when you have practiced your first mock exam, just like I have mentioned previously, you might be going above the time frame. Therefore, before starting the second mock exam, so you will have to prepare. You will have to improve your performance in regards to the time frame. Therefore, if you're above the time frame, therefore there's still room for improvement for you to read the question properly, understand the concept, and then choosing the best answer. Therefore, and definitely, just like I mentioned, once the first mock exam has been completed, you will have to read the different explanation for you to really understand where are your weaknesses. Therefore, you will this is a room for improvement. Therefore, before going for the next mock exam. Therefore, for the other mock exam, you will have to repeat same as the first mock exam, but of course you will have to time bound yourself. Put a 4 hours timer, and this will be a good preparation for you before the real exam, because the idea of taking this mock exam is that definitely whether you're okay for the exam or not, and you are putting yourself in the as if in the real exam, you're preparing yourself for the real exam. Therefore, you might be asking, therefore, how will you know whether you are good to go for the real exam? Therefore, you will not see here I have put you should be scoring above 70% in the mock exam to be considered ready for the real PMP exam. You will see when you will go in the examination, PMP examination guidelines outline, you will notice that PMI does not define a kind of a passing rate. Therefore, if you go in different PMP forums, you will note that normally they define, okay, if you're scoring above 70%, therefore you should consider yourself as if you're ready for the real exam. Okay, guys. Therefore, once you're good, you're already scoring above 70%. Therefore, what I propose to you is that you can go on to schedule the date for your exam. Okay. Therefore, once you have scheduled your date for your exam, you will. It depends when you have scheduled it, whether it is 1 month, the next month, or the next 2 months. Therefore, you will still have some time to complete your preparation, prepare your formulas, do lots of quizzes, practice, and so forth before you go for the real examination. If ever you have any question, please feel free to send it in the chat, or you also have is option as question and answers. Please shoot a question in regards to this preparation, how to crack the PMP exam. We'll be taking the question at the end of the session. So let's move on. Okay, so once you are good in the preparation, so you're already scoring above 70%. Is a different quizzes that you are doing with the PMP simulator. You are good. You're scoring almost good. You're good to go for the exam, and therefore you will be you're okay for the big day. Okay, so you will see here that I have mentioned that you should not be it should not be stressful. So why I haven't mentioned this is that I know that every examination can be is stressful. Definitely, it was my case as well. But after the examination, when I have done a flashback, it is as if you have a well respected is a time limit during the different mocks exam, and you have prepared all your topic well. Therefore, for the examination, it should not be stressful for you. Therefore, you should be prepared for all the topics. You should practice a lot of readings, and definitely the mocks exam will definitely help you to position yourself whether you are ready or not for the real exam. And definitely if you see, if you see that okay, I'm not ready for the real exam, therefore you will have to work on the different topics or the different weaknesses that you have identified. Therefore, you will have to work maybe with your colleagues or with your friends that you're preparing the exam together, or you can do your online reading, reference different books, and just like I have mentioned, once you are a member of PMI, you have lots of material. Definitely these material are very helpful. Definitely that's why PMI do provide all these materials. Therefore you will have a different PM books, agile guides there, so you will have to go through all these guides, and you should be fine. You should be fine, and definitely practice and keep on practicing. Therefore, when you practice all these questions, it will only build up your confidence for the examination. Therefore, you know, okay, this question, when you will be going for a particular question, you will be able to devise, okay, what is the knowledge area is talking about. You will be able to figure out a possible answers, and definitely when you will be reading the four option, you will be able to eliminate a different option, and definitely, of course, you will be able to choose a best answer. Because just once again to point out, for the examination, there is only one good answer for each question. Therefore, you will have to choose best answer. Okay, for the exam day, you should prepare for it. If you are well prepared, it should be fine for you. Therefore, you should go on to start the exam. I have mentioned previously that the exam will be shuffled. Therefore, there is no specific order. You will be having a different situational question, agile, and maybe from other topics. Therefore, it will be shuffled. Therefore, you will have, when you're reading the question, if you have well prepared all the topics, it should be fine. You should be able to figure out which knowledge area is talking about, and you should be able to choose what we call, like, once again, the best answer. Therefore, practice again. This will really help you. And the third point here, you will see that during the exam, you will be having an option, what we call mocking of the questions, and then you will have to come back again. Therefore, you will have the option to mock a particular question and then come back again to it, whether if ever you are not sure about the answers that you have selected. Therefore, you will have the option to mock this question and come back again to it. Therefore, this is an option that you will be having, but for me, on a personal note, definitely for other students, it is a good point to come back again to question. But for me, it on a personal note, it is not. I see it as if a bit complex to mark a question and then coming back to it, because when you have marked the question and when you will be coming back to it, don't forget that your timer for the examination is still going on. Therefore, coming back to the question, you might be losing precious minutes or seconds for the remaining question. Therefore, you will have, for me, it's good that you read the question at one go. You will be having 1.2 minutes at what I have mentioned previously. Therefore, at one go, you must read the question properly and try to answer the best, try to select the best answer at one go. This is my piece of advice. And of course, during the examination, you will be having two short breaks. I propose that definitely you will have to take. For me, you will have to take those two short breaks, because it can be hectic for you sitting 4 hours for the examinations. Therefore, taking these two short breaks to reload yourself, just to refresh yourself. Yes, to mention that if you take the two short break, your examination timer will stop automatically, and then when you will resume the examination, the timer will carry on where you have stopped. Therefore, taking these two short breaks can be beneficial for you, just to have some water to refresh yourself and to reload yourself and refresh your mind, and then coming back again to tackle the remaining question. Definitely, you will have to finish and submit for the exam. Yes, here this is a last slide, and is key takeaways for this webinar. Just like I have mentioned, is that when you're preparing for this journey, PMP journey, for me, don't start it without fixing your target. Okay, even if you have already started preparing your PMP examination, therefore, for me, is that you have to fix target. Okay, fix your date, put a tentative date for your examination, put a date for completing your book, put a date for completing your mock exam. Therefore, you will have to fix target and try your maximum to respect these targets and these dates, because else you will end up in completing your PMP examination longer than you expected. And of course, just to add, what I mean here also is that when you will apply for the examination, for the PMP examination, you will see that you will be having 1 year to complete the examination. So don't get carried away by the fact that PMI is giving you 1 year to complete the examination. Of course, you have 1 year to complete the examination. If ever you don't pass for the first at the first sitting, therefore you will be having, if I'm not mistaken, you will be having at least 3 chances to within this 1 year to complete your PMP certification. But don't get carried away with this 1 year. Therefore, for you, you have fixed your objective. You have to complete this PMP. So try to finish it in less time. In less time. Therefore, fix your target, and then you will. For myself, just to share with you, for myself, I started the PMP workshop and the PMP preparation last year in July, if I'm not mistaken, in July, and then I sat for the. I have scheduled my examination in December 2022. Therefore, it has been around 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5 months for me to prepare for the exam, going through the different mock exam, preparing, reading, completing the books, lots of reading, and therefore have kept this consistency, keeping the momentum as well. Therefore, for me, just sharing with you on a personal note is that what I mean to keep the momentum. Therefore, for me, 2 to 3 hours every day. Okay, for me, when I'm saying every day, it is including Friday night, it is including Saturday, it is including Sunday as well. Therefore, for me, 2 to 3 hours every day was a key for me to complete this PMP certification in 4 to 5 months. Okay, it's a side point. It is once again you will have to practice lots of questions. This will only build up your confidence, and it will help you to build up more skills, to develop more skills. Like I have mentioned, you will be able to eliminate from the 4 options. You will be able to eliminate different options that might not be correct. Therefore, you will have to build up these skills. And during the MOOCs exam, you will have to assume that the MOOCs exam as the real exam. Put yourself, when you're doing the MOOCs exam, put a timer, 4 hours, 180 questions in 4 hours. Therefore, close your room, put your mobile in silent mode. Therefore, this will really prepare you for the real exam. Therefore, you have to use this mock exam as if it is you're sitting for the real exam. This will allow you to know whether you're ready in terms of time frame, you're ready in terms of different skills that are required, different knowledge that are required for the real exam. Therefore, assume your mock exam as if they are the real exam, and do attempt all your mock exams that are available to you. Therefore, the last 2 points, definitely, I'm sure that if you have well prepared, you're dedicated, you're consistent, you're keeping the momentum. Don't get distracted by different factors. I won't be going into much details. Therefore, you have to fix your target. Definitely, I'm sure you will pass. Of course, if ever it might happen that for the examination something went wrong. Even if you fail, so just remember that failure is one among the steps towards success. Therefore, the journey does not stop here. Even if you fail, you will have other opportunities. But I'm sure that if you prepare well, I'm sure that you will be able to crack this PMP exam.